Right now, no exaggeration, this month, I'm down over $1,000 of revenue, and I haven't made any of it back. I was hoping maybe some people who had memberships and got a free one from this stupid membership exploit that these trolls are using would have said, all right, well, I normally would buy a membership for Phil from his channel to support him, and I got a free one, so I'm going to, do a super chat instead, or I'll tip instead. That hasn't happened, okay? It hasn't. And so because of that, I'm out of tons of revenue. And that's not my fault, and that's not your fault. That's YouTube's system being abused and YouTube being slow as shit to doing anything about it, as they always have been, okay? And then I boot up a game. Oh, let's play a game today, and the whole stream's dead. No one's paying attention. No one's talking. No support's coming in. This is a business I'm operating, okay? This is my livelihood. And as much as people who live in a fantasy world would like to say, oh, and Phil shouldn't eBay and Phil shouldn't bring any of this stuff up, that's because they live in a fucking fantasy world. They don't live in reality like us. They live in a place of rainbows, unicorns, sprinkles, pots of gold, dancing leprechauns, and shit that doesn't fucking exist. All right? In reality, I have to make a living doing this. Okay? And I'm not asking for any more than what you guys have always done for me. I'm saying that now I'm at a significant loss. All right? And I'm faced with the reality that it looks like more people are tuning in and enjoying the content I do when I'm just talking with you than when I'm playing games. Not in all cases. If you're playing a high priority game or a game that's more challenging, you know what I mean? There are games that absolutely, the more hype behind them, people like that. But I feel like there's certain hype games that people will always come out and support. And then there's other games that are kind of like the games in between. And people are like, eh. And some people will show up and some people won't. Right? So I basically have to figure something out here. Like, what's the balance? What does this data tell me? Because again, this is my business. I have to analyze this data in a very smart manner and professional manner. If I'm seeing that when I am doing shows, like, for example, the podcast, or, for example, the new Retro React stream, where it's just me reacting to my old gameplay and laughing, we're all laughing together and I'm commentating at how bad that gameplay used to be. If that's doing better than me actually playing new games, there's obviously been a change, correct? And I'm trying to observe and acknowledge this change so that we can adapt for the better. I want to put out content that you want and that you will show up and support, all right? I don't want to be playing games all day, every day, and people telling me that now I'm a dinosaur because I'm just playing games all day, right? I don't want this to be like it was 10 years ago when I wasn't doing direct capture. Well, at this point I was, but you know what I'm saying? Like the 2012, 2013 era. Didn't do direct capture, didn't do live streaming, was just doing the same thing every day, in and out, not innovating, not changing, not listening to feedback, and then falling way behind. Because the truth is, if in 2012 I had listened to all the feedback that I was getting, and I had jumped on that movement, let's start live streaming, let's be interactive live streamers, let's change the content up, let's do direct capture, let's try new projects. If I had done that when I still had my popularity on YouTube, today things would be very different. I wouldn't have ended up being the whipping boy of the internet, right? This is how you don't play, making fun of me, Phil's the living meme that sucks at games and blah, blah, blah. None of that would happen. If I was smart enough back then to see the trends changing and roll with the suggestions you were giving me, I would have been in a much better position. But I didn't. I was obstinate and stubborn and stupid. And I acknowledge that today because it's a decade later and it's easy to look back and say, wow, I was so dumb. But back then I thought my shit didn't stink. I was like, oh, I'm the popular YouTuber, not you. I know better than you. I'll just keep doing what I'm doing because I like doing it. And I'm successful at doing it, so I'll just keep doing it and never change. And it didn't work. It ended up I had to change. And it was too little too late. And, I fell behind the times. And I went from being Mr. Prominent on YouTube to the joke of YouTube. Right? It's literally what happened. So today, when I'm seeing these new trends, okay, and I'm hearing these things about what you guys are saying and everything, I realize I need to listen to feedback, I need to observe the patterns, and I need to change with the times. So what does that mean? I don't know yet. I don't know. Like right now, on this very podcast, I have 464 viewers. When I start playing Baldur's Gate, we're going to have 200 viewers. Because people are going to leave. you know? Now, again, not to say this will happen with every game. Hot new games always get that attention at first, but then that attention dies out over time. Certain styles of games, like the ultra challenging games like Lies of P or a FromSoft style game, those usually retain viewers and interest for longer periods of time, right? But it really depends. It really depends because it's funny. Again, it used to be any game that I played would get interest. Now, not at all. You know, like a Dragon, it's very hard to retain interest. Even Tekken 8, which I've been telling you over the last week, I love Tekken 8. I think it's a great fighting game, and I'm actually doing really good at learning it at a fast pace and getting better. Man, it doesn't seem like there's many that care. And that's sad, because I really like it. And I think that I have potential to get much better at fighting games in the future if I apply myself the way I am now with the whole studying aspect and applying. I mean, day one Yoshimitsu is ridiculous. Most people would look at that and be like, that's the first day he played that character? What? Seriously? Yeah. I never even touched him before. I didn't even know his moves until the night before when I watched videos. Okay? Absolutely, positively, I would love feedback on this topic. I want to know what it is that you like most about my content and what you want to see more of. And if you have a very strong opinion about something I'm doing right now that I shouldn't be doing, let me know. Or if it's something that you like that I'm doing and you want to see more of it, let me know. I want feedback on this because I want to be doing things that you want, especially at a time when I need to have people supporting the business. I do. Right now, I'm in big risk right now that if the trend doesn't pick up or change in the next 1 to 2 months, I'm going to be shit out of luck this year trying to afford everything because all the membership revenue is gone. And that was no exaggeration. Over $1,000 a month I was making on YouTube that is now literally gone. No one is paying for memberships anymore. Everyone got a free one. You see? So that's horrible. And that's something that I need to figure out. Okay? So let's talk about it. All right? Let's figure it out. And by the way, don't let the white noise of the troll idiots who come in, you know, basically kill our intelligent discussion about this. Because I'm talking about people who are actually fans of me and my content, not people who come in, oh, your content sucks. Well, that's funny. That's hilarious. Ha, ha, ha. But that doesn't help. That's not constructive criticism, you fucking idiot. You know. I want to know what it is that people do like about me because people do show up and do support at certain times. Why do you? What is it that you like that you want to see more of? This is what I want to hear. This is what I need to hear. All right? This is the constructive things I need. What is it that I should not be doing? Correct? What is it that I'm doing too much of that you don't like? Because maybe the days of me being the full-time gamer are done. Right? Maybe I do. Maybe I need to play way less games. And I need to start splitting my time between other projects and other efforts. I tried this last year with the React stuff. And you guys adamantly raged against that. And said, no. You're doing too many reacts. You're doing full days of reacting to other YouTubers and their channels, documentaries and things like that. You're taking too much time away from the gaming. Don't do that. Do more gaming. So I went back. I literally went forward and went right back to the way it was because this is what people said they wanted. I was trying to give you what you want based on your feedback. But now it seems like that's not working anymore, right? I'm sitting here playing games and I'm actually losing viewers when I start to play the video game. That's not good. Obviously, there's something up with that, right? By the way, I'm going to try to fix the frame rate on my camera, which tanked for no good fucking reason. So let me just mess with my camera for a little bit here. Try to get the frame rate back. See, the frame rate's fine at 640. Well, I guess that's 480p. Here's a lower res widescreen. This is probably the resolution I'm going to be using tomorrow when I do co-op with my wife. That way we can do widescreen, but it'll not kill as many computer resources if I do this. Okay. Better now? Yeah. Yeah. A little better. It's still choppy. What's funny is I think it might just be my preview because when I was in the actual camera window, it looked better. Anyway. Yeah. I need to know what it is that you like the most. All right? And I want to know. I want to know what I need to do. And I know, here's the thing. I'm going to get a million suggestions. Okay? I know I am. And that's okay. I need to weigh and balance your input now and try to figure out what's the best thing to do for the future. All right? And if that means that this year somehow I dramatically change and shift if we need to, we could do that. I'm okay with that. All right? So let's see. Let's see what everyone's feedback is. I'm literally getting a ton of suggestions right now. No, don't stray too far from the fundamentals. Well, I like it when you're chilling and having fun playing a game because it's apparent when you're having fun. When you're raging, it's not fun. I turn the stream off. I prefer watching fighting game streams. We get to interact with you and help you out with combos, punishes, and other things. See, everyone has a different opinion. See? I've been telling you guys this for years. I'm a variety streamer, and because of that, there's a variety of people who check me out for various different reasons. There isn't like one thing people tune in the dark side Phil for. There's not. Other content creators, there are a lot of one-trick ponies out there where it's their shtick every day, the same fucking thing every day, all day. That's what people are there for. And hey, whatever floats your boat and whatever works for them, that's not me. I've always been a guy who's kind of, you know, jack of all trades, master of none. But that's why people are always kind of hanging out, because they never know what you're going to see, and people like different things. Some people might tune into this podcast and not give a crap about the gameplay. Some people might only turn on the stream when the podcast is over because they want to watch the gameplay, you know? So anyway, today I really need your feedback, because after Pal World and then seeing what's happened in the last couple of weeks on the streams, seeing what's going on sadly with my lost revenue because of trolls, and also seeing the fact that I'm getting feedback like, hey, times are a-changing. Do you not notice more people are hanging out for the podcast and a lot of people are supporting the podcast, and when you start the games, it dries up? I'm like, damn, I guess I see your point. So let's talk about that further. This is not me saying I'm immediately making any knee-jerk reaction changes. I just want to know what it actually is that you want, right? I don't think we need a longer podcast or anything like that. What I think is, if you want more talk, we can have more talk, but then we have to create shows and things that make sense. It can't just be the level 1 podcast all day, every day. That's not going to work. The podcast is already long enough, right? It is. What we need to do is, what are other things you'd like to see? If you really want talk or discussion more, then we should figure this out. Like, how do you do it better in a situation where, like, what shows do you want to see? Right? I don't know. This is what I mean. I would love your feedback on this. Look here, listen. 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 I'm not going to court. I've already made a deal with them.